Have you ever been excited to build a progressive web app, only to be stopped in your tracks by an unexpected error? It can be incredibly frustrating, right? If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the issue of using self in your service worker and how to resolve it. I totally get it. You're trying to follow examples from Google and Mozilla, and suddenly you hit a wall with an error about self and no restricted globals. You're not alone in this. Many developers face similar challenges when working with service workers. Let's take a closer look at the specific issue at hand. One user recently asked, "Why am I getting an unexpected use of self-error in my service worker?" They mentioned using standard samples but still encountering this problem. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what's going on here? The error about self usually arises from the context in which you're trying to use it. In service workers, self refers to the service worker itself, but if you're not in the right scope, it can lead to confusion. Let's break it down step by step. And stick around. At the end of this video, I'll share a pro tip that will help you avoid this issue in the future. To address the unexpected use of self in the service worker, the user should first ensure that they are correctly referencing the global scope. In a service worker, self refers to the service worker itself, but it can sometimes lead to confusion. Next, the user should check if they are using the service worker in the correct context. Service workers must be registered from a secure context, such as HTTPS or localhost. Now, the user should review the service worker registration code. They need to ensure that the registration is done correctly in the main JavaScript file of the application. Finally, the user should test the service worker functionality. They can do this by checking the browser's developer tools to see if the service worker is active and caching resources as expected. Fun fact, the term service worker might sound like a techie buzzword, but it's actually a powerful tool that can make your web apps feel more like native apps. Who knew tech could be so cool? Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests adding the line var self equals this to your code. This allows you to reference self correctly. Alternatively, you can use this.addEventListener instead of self.addEventListener. Here's the pro tip I promised. Always keep your service worker code organized and ensure that self is only used within the service worker context. This will save you from many headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to tackle the unexpected use of self-error in your service worker. Remember, keeping your code organized is key. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button for more tips. And don't miss our next video, where we'll dive deeper into service workers.